Welcome to the Fabulous 413. I'm Khalees Smith.
And I'm Monty Belmonte. Later in the show, a visit from an old friend in the original home of the Wine Thunderdome at State Street in Northampton.
And we'll have Live Music Friday with Splendid Torch, who are celebrating the release of their brand new album, Icon, at the Drake this evening.
And speaking of music, we here at NEPM are collaborating with the Community Music School of Springfield for the Play It Forward Drive, collecting instruments from the community for students in local schools so they too can discover a love of music.
But what we were most curious about were the folks at the end of this process, so we head to STEM Middle Academy in Springfield to meet one classroom embarking on their musical journey.
We're looking for all band and orchestra instruments, so flute, clarinet, trumpet, trombones, saxophones, tubas, euphonium, and orchestral instruments, violin, viola, cello. We had a couple upright basses come through.
Wow.
Rachel Rivard. I am the Director of Faculty and Education at the Community Music School of Springfield.
My name is Carolyn Dufresne, and I am a teaching artist with Sonido Musica, a community music school of Springfield program.
NEPM is teaming up with the Community Music School for the Play It.
Play it. We keep doing this.
Not Pay It. There's another program we talk about
that's
that has that. The Play It Forward program, where right now they are collecting instruments from you, the listeners, to bring into schools just like this. So we are at STEM Academy in Springfield. I'm assuming that this should be renamed STEAM Academy because we're bringing the arts. We can hear them playing in the background right
or
there.
as you like to rearrange the letters, the Meat Academy.
Meets
Academy.
Yeah.
We have the meats.
This is also MCAS season right now. We've a lot of testing going on right now. And even though there's a lot of testing, there's a lot of clarinetting going on.
That's right. That's why it's so important for the arts to be in the school, because when there are all of these tests, when schedules get changed, they still have that routine of playing their instrument. And we know that when kids get instruments in their hands, they know what it's like to persevere when they hear squeaks, and when they finally get that aha moment and there's no more squeak, it's so fulfilling. When they work with each other and they listen to one another, they're building those skills of collaboration. When they have leadership positions in band, they're developing what it's like to be in the workforce. So music in the schools and arts in the schools is extremely important.
Even if you're getting squeaks and sounds you don't necessarily want, playing itself is stress relief during a very stressful test time.
And so you work as sort of a mentor with the different schools that the Sonido Musica works in?
Yeah, so we partner with band teachers throughout Springfield and Holyoke to provide mentorship and just extra help with band instruments, taking the kid out in the hall for 5 minutes to give them a little extra attention. It's a great thing. I love getting to share my knowledge with the kids and seeing them try something new that might not be super relatable to them yet, but then it's amazing.
How many kids have fallen into the trombone?
Oh man, this year I think I have maybe like a total of 40 trombones.
You gotta get it to 76.
That's the joke I was gonna make.
We need 36 more.
With 110 cornets close at hand.
So the Community Music School of Springfield serves 2,200 students weekly, and the Sonido Musica program is about over 1,000 of those students. So that's why it's so important that we get instruments in the hands of these kids, because we have people who want to be a part of these programs but can't because they don't have an instrument. Mm-hmm. So people can bring the instruments that they're not using. Maybe they're in their attic, maybe they're just hanging out from when their own kids tried band, and they can bring them to participating in Big Y locations. And we as a community music school go to the Big Y, we pick up the instruments, bring them back, inventory them, and then Jerry's Music is going to help us refurbish them and then get them into the hands of students.
Make sure your Big Y is participating, because we had a bandmate who was trying to donate and ran to the wrong one.
That's right. So our participating Big Y locations are Greenfield, Northampton, Chicopee, Wilbraham, Longmeadow, East Longmeadow, and Cooley Street in Springfield. You can also drop them off at the Community Music School of Springfield right in downtown.
The band room was like my sanctuary when I was in high school and middle school. And we're going to go into one of the band rooms here at STEM Academy, right?
Oh, yes, we are. Let's go.
Who are we going to meet?
We're going to meet Mr. Burgess, the band teacher, as well as the 6th grade woodwind class here. They just started in January, and they're already doing so well.
Hi, everybody.
We have a welcome sign.
Oh, wow. It says on the board up here, which is not even a chalkboard, it's like a interactive digital board. Welcome to STEM Band, Fabulous 413, and a quote, I can perform Mozart melody with a steady pulse and 95% of the notes accurately.
Yeah, these are They're all 6th graders. This is their woodwind class, as Carolyn said. I think one of the really unique things about music teachers in the school is that they are the teacher that sees the students all the way through their time in that school. So Mr. Burgess is going to see these students from 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade year, and that special relationship between an adult in their life, being a mentor, advocating for creativity and arts, which help our students, is a beautiful thing. Yeah, I'm happy you guys are here to see it.
Yeah.
He's so great at his job.
Alright, in for 4, so we do some breathing together. In for 4, out for 4, ready, and breathe in. Stop. Are you breathing through your nose or through your mouth?
Nose.
Who said nose? Is she more correct or less correct than what I'm probably looking for? Less correct. Alright, so what should we be using? Our mouth. So why are we using our mouths again? Because we can take what? More air. More air. Very good. So what was the metaphor we used? Our mouth, if we're going...
Fishnet.
Fishnet. So we have a fishnet versus our... Fishing rod. Fishing rod. Which one's the fishing rod? The nose. Alright, here we go. 212.
What?
Oh!
Okay. You want to
I can do it.
212. 1, 2, ready, go. In, 2, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, half. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Who made it? Yay! You can go over 12?
I can go for 20.
1, just play and hold your concert B flat for me. 1 and 2, concert B flat and... This is Miss Rivard. So hi, Miss Rivard. Hi, Miss Rivard. So Miss Rivard is a big reason why Miss Carolyn is able to be with us. She's the reason why a lot of us have instruments in our hands right now. She's the education director at the Community Music School of Springfield. She's going to talk a little bit about our guest. The Fabulous 413 is here to visit with us.
Let's give Mr. Burgess a huge round of applause.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but Mr. Burgess has been working with the Community Music School on a Play It Forward Western Mass instrument drive, which means that all of the instruments that you see around you, which are owned by the school, we have to get them from somewhere, right? Oftentimes, there are people who want to be able to play an instrument, maybe some of your friends, that don't have we don't have the instruments for them to be able to actually play them. So Mr. Burgess has been working with us behind the scenes so that we can connect with Big Y and local people throughout Western Mass who have an instrument in their house that aren't using them. They can bring them to Big Y, drop them off, and then at the music school, we go pick them up, we fix them up with Jerry's music, and then we can give them back to the school. So, Mr. Burgess, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
So, without further ado, I'm gonna let you guys introduce yourself in the Fabulous 413.
Hi, I'm Khalees. I'm one of the hosts of Fabulous 413.
And I'm Monty. We're a radio show that's on Monday through Friday that's based right here in Springfield. We like to take this little device out into the community and talk to all sorts of different people, artists and musicians like yourselves, and farmers and teachers. We're both musicians. Khalees is still, I used to be. So we're really glad that we can be a part of the Play It Forward thing to get instruments to your classmates.
What instruments do you guys play, or did you play?
I play guitar and bass.
I want to play the guitar very badly, and I do play the guitar very badly. But I was in band like you with percussion from when I was in 6th grade all the way through high school. So, yeah. You want me to sit in?
What is your observation about what their job is? What did you say? They're basically like what?
They're basically, you guys are basically like the news reporters.
We're kind of like news reporters. We're like cultural lifestyle reporters. We don't have to always talk about all the sad and depressing stuff. We can go and come into an awesome school like this and talk to cool kids that are playing great music.
Yep.
We're joy reporters.
That's way more of what we are.
These kids will be with me until they leave to go off to high school, and I'll be the ones, I welcome them in for the middle school, and I see them out the door for high school. So.
Nice.
Oh yeah, we're gonna miss you, bro. That's our top dog.
That's so great.
I appreciate that.
All right, well, I think we're going to get to chat with some of them, but
Yeah.
good luck with the class.
Thank you.
All right, we're leaving Mr. Burgess's music room, and we're going to the cafeteria to chat.
We get to be the cool kids this time.
I hope it's chicken nugget day.
And not pizza day?
Oh, yeah, Friday, pizza day.
My name is Amir, and my instrument is I play the clarinet.
My name is Justin, and I play the clarinet.
My name is Naisha, and I play the flute.
My name is Farah, I play the clarinet.
My name is Aljalise, I play the clarinet.
We were told we got the whole clarinet section.
Yeah, sorry about that, Mr. Burgess.
All alto clarinets?
Yeah, no sopranos. Usually soprano clarinets don't come in until like high school, but you all can definitely play it once we get a soprano clarinet.
Or bass. Like, bass clarinet's wicked cool.
Have you guys seen a bass clarinet before?
It looks kind of like a saxophone, but that color, it's real neat, and it's real deep, like round sounding. Did you get to choose which instrument you wanted to play when you came in?
They had us do a sheet type thing, and whatever was our top pick, we got to play.
What is it about? Let's talk to the flautist first, because you're the outlier here. What was it about the flute that made you want to play the flute?
Well, when my brother was in middle school, he had played the flute, and he had a really good time with it, so I wanted to figure out if it was a good thing to play. And I also always had like a feeling that I wanted to play a flute.
Mm-hmm. Does Lizzo have anything to do with it?
No.
There aren't any famous pop star clarinetists that I can think of currently.
Yeah, not in pop.
Actually, you all know a cartoon, though, that has clarinet in it.
What is it?
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob has a clarinet?
Yeah.
Squidward. There's 4 Squidwards here.
Yes.
I will play for you, my tiny Cyclops.
What is the hardest part about playing the flute?
I would probably say working with all the buttons.
But that's the trade-off you get for not having to deal with reeds.
Who wants to talk about the hardest part about playing the clarinet?
The hardest part is that it just takes up too much air.
That's why you had those breathing practices going in there? How many people could do the 1 in and then 12 out? Everybody here, cool. What songs are you learning in Mr. Burgess's class?
Mozart melody.
Melodies of Mozart? Like, has there ever been a song that you heard that you were really into and then you take out the clarinet or the flute and try to play the melody from that like you're playing the Mozart melody?
I tried playing Love by Wave to Earth.
Oh, cool.
Do you think that working together as either the clarinet section or with the woodwind band in general helps you with your other schoolwork and working with other kids?
It can help with like socializing with different people instead of just talking to the same people every day.
Does your mathematical or English learning mind ever go into the world of music somehow and the stuff that you're learning in there? How so? Amir's got all the examples.
Like you can like use like a half note, and the half note can relate to like a half of a number or something.
Yeah.
Like, and then like a whole note is like a whole number.
I never liked math, but I always liked music, and I had to admit one time to myself, music is math.
Music is math, but our math is just weird and abstract.
Yeah.
I'm curious what your favorite part of being a part of the band is.
My favorite part of being in the band is just learning how to play my instrument, hearing others play, and it's like inspiring me to just join band.
Mm-hmm. Did the school provide these instruments for you? Do you know if these instruments came through the Play It Forward program?
So these ones came through the Springfield Public Schools. They really have been a great example of supporting music in the schools because all of these instruments the schools and the district purchase so that the students can be able to bring them home and practice on them. So the Play It Forward instrument drive is of service to get even more instruments into the schools.
So then the school doesn't have to pay for them.
That's
They're already there.
That's right.
What has being in band taught you about yourself?
I never knew I liked playing clarinets or like instruments. Like I used to play like a small version of a clarinet. I played it sometimes, just to annoy my brother. So.
I like playing the clarinet, and I like my teachers, especially Mr. Burgess, because he helps me with the with band and everything.
Are you surprised about, because we're getting close to the end of the school year, how far you've come since the beginning of the year?
I feel very surprised and confident in myself because I started out not learning how to play this, but now look at me, I'm playing sheets of music.
I feel accomplished, and I also feel proud of myself for learning how to play a flute, learning how to cooperate with other people in the same group as me.
Is it nice having band class while you're in the middle of testing season?
Yes.
Yes. What would you rather be doing right now, MCAS or clarinet/flute?
Clarinet.
It's boring, but I do get to sleep at the end. So.
You guys, was there anything that was like challenging to you? Anything specific to music that was like really challenging?
The thing that was challenging for me was performing in a lot of people.
Yeah, because stage fright is like one of the biggest frights.
Learning my like first 5 notes was like pretty difficult because it was like playing a real clarinet. But then the more I got used to it, it got easier, and then I can just remember it by my head. And another difficult one was like reading multiple lines of like music. The Mozart melody, that's like 2 rows of like music. I just practiced at home and I got it down, so now I can like remember it by my head.
Rewiring your brain in a way, firing new synapses.
Something that I was like scared of is my reed, because it keeps on breaking.
Yeah.
So I was scared one time it would like break in my mouth or something.
Yeah.
Or, like poke my tongue.
How many reads do you guys like go through?
I only went through 3.
I've gone to like 4.
1,
2,
twice a week. Like,
You go through 1 twice a week. The flautist, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and all of those reads come from the school, right? The school pays for those reads for you to be able to do your thing. It's really incredible.
If you are listening and want to support the Play It Forward program, do you accept reads?
I mean, yes, a financial donation so we can buy reads, even better. Yeah.
Well, I guess we got to get you back to Mr. Burgess's band room now. Deep breaths and all that. Good posture. Good band position. Yeah, I want to hear the Mozart melody. We'll hear another group making music as Splendid Torch joins us for Live Music Friday.
Plus, one of our first wine friends makes a reappearance at State Street for the Wine Thunderdome.
And next, we'll hear from the teacher bringing this classroom of 6th grade woodwinds together, Mr. Burgess.
You're listening to the Fabulous 413 on 88.5 NEPM.
Stop. And. Stop. 10 seconds on your own. Play it. Go.
All right, Miss Rivard is taking over for Mr. Burgess so we can bring Mr. Burgess out into the hallway. We're calling you to the principal's office, Mr. Burgess. We don't want to take up too much of your time because you're on point with how you're getting these kids, walking them through the steps of getting this melody down. But
so cool.
Music must have at some point changed your life to send you on this trajectory. How did music change your life?
I was just like a middle schooler. It was just, needed something to do. My dad was an educator for our school district. I grew up in South Carolina, and it was just kind of like part of the culture of the school district in the area that I was in that people did band, and that there was a good band program that you could participate in middle school and then go to high school and do something else with it if you felt like it. And I was trying to figure out, 6th grade, what do you want to do? What do I want to do? Like, not fully what I want to do with my life, but like, what's a hobby that I would like to kind of pick up?
Yeah.
Turns out doing music, doing band in particular, is less a hobby, more of a way of life. I was fully brought in after that. And the thing for me that was really transformative about music was not necessarily the music, it was the social aspect around it.
Yeah.
And getting to be, to make a lot of friends, to realize that it was like a low barrier entry point for making a lot of friends. And then suddenly you go from being this one kid by himself to being oh, I have a group of 100 and 200 people who I can at any point kind of connect with. And I thought that was an extremely powerful thing.
It's funny because that's what the word band means.
Yes.
And I think it's easy to forget it and just think about it as music, but no, it's like band of brothers or sisters and family, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that family aspect. So I really was just transformed by, honestly, my peers, my friends, by being led by a band director that we really admired and that we really respected, and that somebody who actually I'm still in contact with now, those band directors I'm still in contact with after I joined the profession. I go home, and when I go home for a visit, I show up to their band room and I help out and teach back there.
You're with these kids for the 3 years that they're here.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the differences you see in their self-awareness and their interactions with their peers over those 3 years, from when you see them as 6th graders to when you're seeing them go off to high school?
Okay, so middle school is an extremely tumultuous period of your life.
Yeah.
I know a lot of us black it out. And
Honestly, it's the part of school that I maybe remember the most because of how traumatic it was.
So I have the unique experience of getting to walk beside them for all 3 of those years. The point is, what do I hope for them by the time they're leaving us in 8th grade? And I get the unique position of being the most consistent hand in that. What I noticed from a lot of the students is they come in, they're really timid, and it's a lot of helping them find their voice, helping them figure out you can ask for things, you can try to pursue something even if it's something that you don't know if you're going to be great at, but you can at least try. And that concept of just at least trying is a lot of the 6th grade experience. 7th grade is a lot of doubling down on experiences and then getting through the idea of like grit. Like, all right, I made this decision. I got to see this through. And like 7th grade is like hormones are flying everywhere. You're trying to like, you're very aware of your social aspect and like what everyone else is thinking. So suddenly it's a very social time in band. And so like the music is like, again, a lot of the stuff like music's always like really secondary, but like we use music to help ourselves get through those social aspects. Oh, that's okay, Fatuma. I'm glad you're singing it. She's an 8th grader. She's a trombone player.
Nice.
So she's just like obviously like reminiscing as she's listening to the 6th graders play. Yeah. And so like that 7th grade year is a lot of it is like, all right, doubling down on an experience, trying to figure this out, really trying to, and then like connecting with other people. And then 8th grade is this idea of like, okay, we're looking forward into the future. What does that look like? And then I got to be great at this thing, and I just started as like, being really, really bad, to now I'm like, oh, I'm like a proficient player now, and like I can go sit in any band I want to at the high schools. And so like watching that confidence grow in them over those 3 years is also just like this amazing experience to like sit there and just personally watch a child go from being totally in their shell to being someone who's like double down on like who they are.
This is part of the community music schools instrument drive that our radio station is a part of, Play It Forward. In your opinion as a band teacher, Mr. Burgess, how important is it to have instruments for these kids to take home with them?
Oh, it's extremely important. It'd be the equivalent of like you had to go to your science class and every day you come into science class and you had to do like a chemistry set. You had to bring in your own beakers. You had to bring in your own sodium.
You're at a STEM academy, and although like music is by far the most mathy of the performing arts for sure, has it been a struggle to get arts in here, or has it really been welcoming?
When I left grad school looking for a job and ended up coming to Springfield, one of the big draws that I had that was used to bring me in was that they were trying to open up and expand the band programs across the city. No, it wasn't really a struggle to actually start the music program in the school here because they were asking for it, they were looking for it. But the process then after that was like, all right, we say we want something, so what does it mean to actually implement it and actually do it with fidelity? When I got here, it was more about like, okay, so how do you program a school music program so that it actually is something that functions and is sustainable over long periods of time? And so like what's been really helpful and what's really great about STEM Academy is that I've been able to like put in a program where the kids are expected, like you start at the beginning of the year, you end at the end of the year, and then like we go through 3 years together. And it's actually building that skill together. There's something that Springfield has been trying to push to expand across all the middle schools and to make sure that all the high schools have good programs as well. So I'm just happy to be part of that process.
It's clear how much your students love you as we watch them all walk by you in the hallway.
Yes.
So you should feel really proud of what you've done here.
I appreciate
more
it.
coming.
I guess it's the experience of like, that's like the beautiful thing about getting to have like kids for 3 years, that rapport, so it's easier for me to be able to talk to any of the students I need to.
Thanks for letting us take up so much of your time today.
Yeah, thank you for coming. It's good to have you.
Sorry we ruined your practice.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Now I'm going to have Mozart melody stuck in my head all day.
Club.
Blah, blah, Black Sheep, ABC,
And to
Twinkle,
sing.
Twinkle. Thanks again.
Thank you.
The Play It Forward drive runs through next Thursday, May 14th. You can find more information on how to donate at nepm.org. And thanks to Rachel Rivard, Carolyn Dufresne, Mr. Burgess and his 6th grade woodwind ensemble, and the folks at STEM Middle Academy for making time for us to run around their halls being awkward like you do.
We'll hear brand new tunes from the brand newish band Splendid Torch for Live Music Friday.
After we sneak our Hampton County wine friend into a basement just north of there, Michael Quinlan makes his way to State Street for a Wine Thunderdome next.
You're listening to the Fabulous 413 on 88.5 NEPM.
The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by UMass Amherst School of Public Policy. Admissions now open for graduate programs in 2025. Learn how to become a changemaker at umass.edu/SPP. The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by Window World of Western Mass, a local family business with experienced craftsmen offering wood, vinyl, and composite windows. windowworldofwesternma.com.
In 2008, State Street Fruit Store Deli Wines and Spirits expanded its wine shop. It was that moment that I had decided I wanted to learn about wine, but I had known nothing about it, so I thought, wouldn't it be fun to get some instruction? It can't be that highfalutin. It's just grape juice, after all. I sat down here in the wine bunker deep below State Street Fruit Store Deli Wines and Spirits with Judy O'Brien, who was a pioneer in the world of wine. She was the only she really working in the world of wine for many decades in Western Massachusetts. I called her my wine mother. She taught me every single thing I know about wine, except for what my other wine snob friends have taught me subsequently.
They had time that she did not have with you.
Yes, she passed away to cancer over 10 years ago. I am not the only person that the wine mother taught everything about wine to. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Michael Quinlan.
Michael Quinlan? Wait a minute, what are you doing? Michael Quinlan is a big name in the world of Western Mass wine. What are you doing in the wine bunker here deep below State Street Bistro Deli Wines and Spirits?
What he's doing is realizing an old dream.
I would air our wine snob segments every single Friday from the wine bunker, and very many Fridays I'd get a message from Michael Quinlan saying, God, I wish I could be down there with you guys.
They're so true. Like so many times driving from here to someplace south of here and listening to the radio and being like, oh, couldn't I be in the wine bunker? And here I am. I've arrived.
You're here. You finally made it.
And you are here with the Wine Son and the Yankee Sippa, and we'll just table where you used to work and drink from the vine.
Thank you.
You're still in the game.
I'm in the game. I'm working for an importer of French wines, David Milligan Selections, 22 family-owned French wineries.
You also got your wine snobbery bona fides from Judy here at State Street.
The first time I ever sold a bottle of wine was in this building. Wow. Absolutely. Yeah, I worked for Judy for about a year before I left and went to work somewhere else.
Uh-huh. Well, how long ago was that?
It was in the early 90s, 93, 94, somewhere in there.
Uh-huh. Wow.
I don't remember exactly. So long ago. So many glasses of wine ago.
You, Sippa, were the wine mother's last hire.
I was her last hire.
In many ways, you embody the spirit and energy of the wine mother.
I always say it's the supreme compliment.
She was tough. All right there, Michael Quinlan. Tell us more about the portfolio that you're representing.
So the company I work for was founded by a gentleman named David Milligan. He was a British guy who lived and worked in the wine business in America for a great importer. In the mid-90s, he decided, you know what, I think I'm going to start my own importer. Mm-hmm. So he built this portfolio of French wineries. He just had a wonderful time doing it. His son Alex came into the business some time ago. David passed away, sadly, a few years ago, and Alex runs the company now, but the portfolio is largely unchanged. I think the whole mission here is textbook examples of what they're supposed to be, right? If you pick up a dictionary about wine and look up Loire Valley Sauvignon Blanc, the wine that's in your glass is the first picture you'll see.
So what comes with a textbook French Sauvignon Blanc? There are other Sauvignon Blancs that are very, very popular, especially from the other hemisphere that have many different types of notes. Level 1 sommelier, Yankee Sippa.
No, thank you. Southern Hemisphere Sauvignon Blancs are not in my wheelhouse. They're oftentimes far too tropical for me. I am one of those people who pick up the Cat P note.
Cat P is the number one tasting note for Southern Hemisphere Sauvignon Blanc.
If someone opens a bottle of New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc in the same room as I'm in, I can actually smell that.
Sometimes I even mark my own territory. Yeah. Like, another cat has been here.
It smells like it's bad enough with asparagus pea this time of year, but I don't need anyone else's cat pee in my wine. I mean, are we going to talk about this or
yes?
Other things?
What are the textbook qualities of French Sauvignon Blanc?
To pleasant things.
The first one we're having is classic Loire Valley Sauvignon Blanc. In my idea, if you smell it, flinty. Little gooseberry, little grapefruit.
Grapefruit is another one that kind of spans the gamut of all Sauvignon Blanc.
Napa Sauvignon Blanc also has very, very distinct grapefruit notes.
What do you say about this wine, Michael Quinlan? Tell us what you're smelling.
A little bit of green pepper. I think you get often more with French Sauvignon Blanc than elsewhere. This one's really about the fruit and also about the sort of screaming, refreshing quality of the wine. Right down the middle of your tongue.
I think screaming is refreshing all the time. Primal scream
therapy. Did you
therapy.
see me in the car earlier today?
I scream every morning when I turn on the news. Does that count?
It feels good to let it out.
I feel like we're a little too close to answer that question.
Yeah. I got a question for you, Michael, about this Fournier Sauvignon Blanc, because we have a Pouilly-Fumé and a Sancerre from them. How far east does this wine come from?
Yeah, I think this comes from pretty far east comparatively. This is grown in the Touraine. It doesn't carry the Touraine appellation. It carries Vin de France. He recognized that to keep the price where he wanted it.
Well, I was surprised to find that this was actually from Touraine, because Touraine to me seems to be a little softer, doesn't have that bracing minerality.
I mean, there's just always the sort of temptation to call a Sauvignon Blanc producer that makes Sancerre and Pouilly-Fumé to call this wine their baby Sancerre, but that's not exactly what this is. I don't think that's fair to the wine.
Baby Sancerre.
I think it's good. I like calling it that because it's like...
Why?
Because it's cheaper. Sancerre is wicked expensive.
It can allude to the quality of some Sancerre.
Fair.
But you're not paying a Sancerre price.
Right.
So, really though, you should just buy the Sancerre. Because
Sancerre taste, baby Sancerre budget.
All that minerality is real.
I like this wine because it is serving very well as an aperitif. I'm not thinking constantly, what would I pair this with to actually enjoy it further? Like it stands by itself.
But if you had some oysters, that'd
Yeah,
be pretty
also too,
good.
because it's Tehran, the fruit's a little warmer.
Is the green pepper that you're getting before that? Sometimes you get a green pepper, it's because the fruit's too young, right?
That's true, but this whole family of grapes, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot Sauvignon Blanc, and all their friends Cabernet Franc, they all have a little bit of that, some more than others.
Yeah. Talk about the lineage that you just described, because those are red and white grapes.
This is it, right? So, Sauvignon Blanc, Sauvignon meaning sauvage, right? So it's the savage grape. And when left to flourish, the vines will completely proliferate, like just an amazing amount of fruit. Blanc, because it's white. Cabernet Sauvignon is its child. And guess what the other parent is? Cabernet Franc. They work together to create this grape.
My dad's Frank Cabernet. Ever heard of him? My mom's Blanche Cabernet. Ever heard of her?
All right, second one.
Oh my God.
Second wine from Michael Quinlan in the Wine Bunker, Below State Street Fruit Store, Deli Wines and Spirits, now on the road with a profile under Ruby Wines.
Ruby's the distributor here, yeah, for David Milligan Selections.
And Ruby, I will love to continue to say, has partnered with us many times and with State Street for the March for the Food Bank to incentivize people to make donations. And you come and you get a little gift bag, and all the money goes straight to supporting your neighbors who need a meal.
Funk, 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 funk. So good!
Yeah, this one does have a funk. Tell us what the second one is, Michael.
So the second one is a Bordeaux Blanc, Chateau L'Orangerie. It is in the Entre deux Mers. This is 80% Sauvignon Blanc, 20% Semillon, no oak. So both wines, no oak, primarily Sauvignon Blanc, one being 100%, the other one being this one, 80%.
Yeah.
This smells like Camembert.
That's my favorite Care Bear.
Care Bears, prepare to stare.
I think that Semillon gives it this beautiful golden note to it.
I know, it gives me a Semillon smell.
So one thing I will say that I really like about this wine is that it doesn't have muscadel.
Why?
Muscadel is often the third grape of Bordeaux Blanc. It provides this very cantaloupe-y, to me, somewhat tropical note to Bordeaux Blanc that is a real turnoff.
What do you have against tropical notes? Your wife is from Jamaica.
Everything.
Speaking of too close.
One of the things I noticed when we first poured both of these wines is, one, I thought that the Bordeaux smelled a little bit more fruity and tropical, but I liked how lush the Fournier was. This is actually really focused and incredibly dry on the finish, which I think I forget about this wine every time until I try it.
I couldn't agree more about the finish, especially because, and also that it's easy to forget because Bordeaux Blancs don't always do this. Yeah. These guys are really pretty classic that way.
So how's life been? Liberated from where almost everybody who we know knows you from and misses you from, by the way. Lots of people reached out to me in my sphere to say, if you see Michael Quinlan, wish him well.
Well, I need a list of their names.
Kari and Jiri is number one.
Yeah.
Oh, Kari and Jiri. So lovely. Yeah, everything's good. I'm learning a new skill set in terms of I worked for a long time standing in a place where people came to me to buy wine so I could talk about wine with them, and that's cool. But now I'm going to them, and then these folks have been really gracious to have me here a couple times. Mm-hmm. So it's a new challenge, but the wine part at least is should be relatively achievable for me.
Are you going to run for city council in Northampton again?
Shut the
We've returned to the first wine, the Sauvignon Blanc from the Loire, 100% Sauvignon Blanc.
Feels drier now that I had the second one.
Yeah.
Coming back
Amazing.
to this wine, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this is drier than I thought it was the first time I had a sip.
And smells greener. It's starting to get tall grassy.
And a tiny hint of cat pee comes out.
Take that back.
Does that just mean you couldn't hold it?
Yes.
He was marking his territory.
I have a very old cat, so a tiny bit of cat pee comes out a lot.
Ugh.
My tongue is having a nice little party
This
with
wine
all
is
of the acid that's been going
Go upstairs
around.
and buy some local asparagus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna make weird asparagus po' boys with it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had a dream. You know I do weird food dreams.
You have
But they work out.
You have to come up with a cookbook about Khaleesi's food dreams and then
Uh-huh.
talk about what else
Start
happened in the
writing them down.
dreams.
Asparagus grilled works really well with remoulade, so I had an idea that you could put asparagus fried into a po' boy with remoulade, and it would probably be
door.
really awesome.
That sounds
Yeah,
amazing.
That sounds amazing.
You guys can run with that. This is not
Yeah.
my proprietary idea.
It came to you in a dream.
It did come to me in a
It's
dream.
divine inspiration.
That's how most of my cooking comes about.
That's amazing.
All right.
Yeah.
I believe it is time to vote in this wine,
Thought
Thunderdome.
I knew coming in what my answer was gonna be.
Preconceived notions.
Well, I mean, I've had both of these wines at
Sure.
least half a dozen times. It shouldn't have been a surprise, and I really thought coming in that I was gonna hands down go with the Fournier. It's way closer than I had any thought that it would be. I think I'm still gonna go with the Fournier.
Okay.
In fact, I will. I'm not vacillating at all. I'm gonna go with the Fournier.
Yankee Sippa?
I love my Loire Valley Sauvignon Blanc, and I still do.
That's two.
That's two. I am on the wrong side of history. I'm going with the Olange.
Bordeaux Blanc. Michael Quinlan?
Are you gonna make him vote?
Yeah.
He's gonna decide between his two children.
Oh, yes. You're lucky I'm not asking him 1,000 other questions that he doesn't want to answer right now. I've already asked him a couple of hard ones.
Gosh, I hope my boss doesn't hear me vote for one of these wines. I like both wines a lot too. I think we all pretty much do, but I do like the Fournier a little bit better.
So no matter what, my vote is.
You're useless.
I also vote for the Bordeaux Blanc.
Hey!
Khalees and I often are on other sides of it, but
This is true.
it's the funk, it's the richness.
Yeah,
it's
same,
like it's got
exactly.
so many things going on. I really like it.
Two wines enter.
One wine leave.
The wine professionals all voted for the same thing.
That's true. Michael Quinlan, we have come full circle with you here in the Wine Bunker, deep below State Street Fruit Store, Deli Wines and Spirits, where over a decade ago, almost two now, you were hearing the wine mother, or the wine son, or the wine uncle, or the Yankee Sippa, or Ringo the spirit guide, or the cork
brought us
dork,
the
the
worst
wine
things
squirrel.
to drink.
So many people have come through here, and now you should like deserve a moniker.
Wow.
You need like a Wine Bunker name.
Well, you know what's amazing though? I feel like every time you say my name, you never say just Michael. You never have, as long as I
Always
know,
Michael Quinlan.
Always Michael Quinlan.
And here's the other thing: people always call you Q.
Q.
And Q
I feel like
is
I haven't
also
known you
Quincy
long enough
Jones
to call you Q.
and
Like, it's
also Star Trek.
We call ourselves the Cube.
Q.
I mean Q. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Thank you, Ants. Thants.
Thanks, Ants. Thanks.
What just happened?
I don't know. For the people that miss you, Michael Quinlan, where can they encounter you and or your wines?
I think the best thing to do is probably to follow my Instagram.
Or when you announce you're going to run again.
Yeah, hold your breath.
Are you going to come drink with us more because I miss you?
I would be so honored. Really mean this a lot for to you guys to have me here because this is your segment, right? It's not my segment, but to share it with me, it means a lot to be with you all.
Cheers
So
to
great.
you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for being here. Chin, chin, chin.
Now tell us all the dirt on table and.
Speaking of making pivots, our Live Music Friday band has done that, trading their mandolin player for a drummer, giving their sound a little more rock, and celebrating a brand new album, cementing the change. Splendid Torch joins us next.
You're listening to the Fabulous 413 on 88.5 NEPM.
The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by the UMass 5 College Credit Union, offering co-op advantage checking with cash back on all purchases, plus secure debit card controls, all from the UMass 5 mobile banking app. Insured by NCUA, umass5.coop. The Fabulous 413 podcast is funded by Northeast Solar, homegrown in Hatfield, Massachusetts, and providing energy savings for their customers for over 10 years. Learn more at northeast-solar.com.
Welcome back to the Fabulous 413, and if you can believe it, it's a Live Music Friday once again. And with us is Mama's Marmalade?
No, that's the old them. The Marmalade has been ignited and the band has shifted lineup a little and reinvented itself as Splendid Torch.
Self-described as sounding like Kurt Weill and Emmylou Harris had a jam session, the four-piece Americana sound now straddled the Massachusetts-New York line. The departure of mandolin-playing founder Mitch Bordage allowed them to take a new approach to their sound and come out with a brand new album, Icon.
Inspired by every band contest they ever entered and then lost, being broke, being frustrated, and feeling love, Icon finds Splendid Torch simply pouring their instruments onto a blank musical canvas with a palette of drums, pedal steel, baritone guitar, electric rock guitar, and a rainbow of effects pedals with which to color joyfully outside the lines.
And tonight at the Drake in Amherst, Splendid Torch will celebrate the release of this new album, so we welcome to the studio Lily Sexton, Sean Davis, and Josh Ballard, better known as Splendid Torch. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thank you for having us.
Let's start out with a song.
All right. Can I keep it steady? Can I play it cool? God knows I'm ready. Just get me in the room. Guess who dodged a bullet? Guess who's still around? And if you don't believe me, just listen to the sound. Dream if you have the money. Dream if you have the means. When your last warm winter jacket is ripping at the seams. And everybody's trying the best that they can to get themselves from under the thumb of the man. Everybody's trying to be an icon. Well, I'm just trying to keep a light on inside me. In the city of longing, in the city of pain, in the city of yearning, and smoking in the rain. I'm just another salesman, I'm just another dog. I wanna hear a yes man, just give a little nod. Dream if you have the money, dream if you have the time, and 1,000 people streamed your single, but you barely made a dime. And everybody's trying the best that they can to get themselves from under the thumb of the man. Everybody's trying to be an icon. Well, I'm just trying to keep the lights on in my house. There's a room where I go to be alone, to squeeze the stone that is my brain. After I work all day, I earn my pay, but there's still so much I wanna say. Write a song I wanna dance to, take my mind another way. Write a song because I have to, don't worry about the pay. Write a song they've only dreamt of, blue night becoming day. The more I try to grasp it, the more it slips away. Dreams don't pay the taxes, and dreams don't hold your hand. But I'd rather be broke and lonely while I'm playing with the band. And everybody's trying the best that they can to get themselves from under the thumb of the man. Everybody's trying to be an icon. Well, I'm just trying to keep the light on. Everybody's trying to be an icon. Well, I'm just trying to keep the light on.
Splendid Torch here on Live Music Friday in the fabulous 413, playing the Drake in Amherst tonight.
We got to talk about this bass you have here. What is happening with this thing? It's 5 strings. It looks like a biscuit.
What do you mean?
So a biscuit is a type of guitar that has a metal plate resonator in the middle of it. It's like you have Nationals.
Not a dobro?
No.
Oh, because those are all metal.
Yeah, the Nationals are all metal, and then like you got like biscuits with like the little biscuit pan, and it looks like a biscuit.
Sounds
and then
delicious.
it has 2 other speakers in it. What is happening with this instrument? I am fascinated.
Josh Ballard, also fretless.
Also fretless.
Yes, there's so much happening.
There's a lot happening. It also kind of looks like the Eclipse.
Oh yeah, or it's something from the Empire in Star Wars, like
right,
Vader's
right.
mask.
Could be Star Wars. I think these two speakers come more from like the Dobro world. Dobro Builder built this for me.
That
so
tracks.
I think that's where that comes from. But yeah, otherwise, like the Resonator, yeah, just like a Biscuit guitar. Yeah, it's like the loudest acoustic bass, like without volume, like.
Yeah,
It
that's
does
fun.
all right.
I love an acoustic bass.
Yeah.
Can I just add that our touring band is named Biscuit, so
Wow.
this is good.
And you make biscuits
So-
with dough, bro, so it's all connected.
Oh my God.
You're welcome. Speaking of food, there's been a name change from Mama's Marmalade to Splendid Torch. Tell us about this new incarnation of this band.
Well,
Lily Sexton?
Yeah. I also want to just quickly shout out that Carl, our drummer Carl Hollander, can't be here today, but he is a major part of this shift. When we were deciding as Mamas what we wanted to do for our next record, we thought let's put drums on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so our very good pal Carl, who plays in the band's Sun Parade, that was very Western Mass legend. Exactly, well said. We asked him to come on and produce it and drum, and we made the record. And then, as you mentioned, our founding member and good friend and brother Mitch was deciding that touring was no longer working out for his schedule. And so when he left, we were thinking, all right, well, we've got a tour booked in California and Oregon and stuff, and we need to go do that tour. So
Yeah.
what are we gonna do? And so Carl said, yeah, okay, I'll play. And as we did that tour, I think this band really kind of emerged as a new sound. This is what we are now.
You're way more electric now.
Should we describe what this guitar looks like to Noe?
It's a Jazzmaster. If you know what a Jazzmaster looks like, you've seen all the Jazzmasters.
Sunset colored with a nice pick
It's way
guard.
more okay for a Jazzmaster to be out of tune than a Stratocaster
Yeah.
and a Telecaster.
Right.
So it really, coming from bluegrass music where everything is very meticulous, feels a lot different and it feels timely to pick up an electric guitar. I'm just grateful that after watching that Bob Dylan movie, that like no one's throwing stuff at me for switching to electric. But yeah, it was just a thing. You know, I'd collected pedals over a long period of time, but you know, I was always busy playing bluegrass. But you know, when the tides of change came in, I was like, let's do something different. I got all this gear I can lug out of the office and just have some fun.
Play with new colors.
Exactly.
I love it. And you can come to the show tonight at the Drake and Amherst to find out. You can also come to the Asparagus Festival, I believe. Are we announcing that yet?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
We're announcing that today.
Yeah, go see them tonight, but then come see them also at the Asparagus Festival. NEPM Asparagus Festival, shameless plug.
Yeah,
June-
if the
June
evening
7th.
is too late for you to stay up till.
Let's hear another one this Live Music Friday from Lily and Sean and Josh, who are Splendid Torch playing the Drake tonight.
Call with good news. Summer turned out to be a dull muse. Oh, it was all a clever ruse. When you reach out knowing that you'll be refused. Those words meant everything, drenched with new rain, trees in early spring. I'm hanging on by a string, caught in the illusion of God's greatest thing. And love is at the heart of everything I long for, but wanting seems only a waste of time. 7 houses whispered in your ear a tortured, tangled truth I'd kept hidden for a year. You pull away and then draw near, and that silence tells me everything that I need to hear. My heart is learning, soldiering on, doesn't stop the hurting. If I keep shouldering the burden, I can keep on pretending that your love is certain. Love is at the heart of everything I long for, but wanting seems only a waste of time. 7 houses, remember our names. I want you to remember mine. I want you.
Splendid Torch here, the Fabulous 413 Live Music Friday, playing tonight at the Drake in Amherst.
Celebrating their new album Icon, which you can get at the show and then also probably on Bandcamp, I'm assuming.
Yep, it's out today.
Thanks so much to everyone.
Tonight's show at the Drake for Splendid Torch, celebrating their brand new album, starts at 8. Previous guests of the show, High Tea, will be opening. Tickets available at the door. Find more information at thedrakeamherst.org.
I just saw Bit Brigade at the Drake the other night where they play video games on stage, but a metal band plays the video game scores. It was practically the
I mean,
coolest
and
thing
I
I've
haven't
in a long
seen
time.
something like that since my family used to go to MagCon, which is a gaming convention that a lot of these bands, those style of
That
bands
band
play
is
at.
big at that convention.
I mean, that convention is...
Next week on the Fabulous 413, we take a hard look at the reality of the federal grant cuts with a swath of the organizations in Western Mass being affected directly by them. And check out the textiles at the end of local agriculture with folks from the Mass Sheep and Woolcraft Festival. We'll get body slammed with wrestling phenomenon, the Human Monster Truck, and live music with Jay Wood and Cheap City at a tour of the upcoming Green River Festival. We'll see you on Monday.